What are you doing over there? How are you? No, I was actually just getting up the messages which I get sent through, because I just realised I've got everything else up. I thought I haven't got the messages up, so whoever's on the socials, I haven't yet said hello to. But hello, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for being here. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Got to keep reminding myself it's Tuesday. I obviously wasn't here yesterday, but I was being very busy. I had one of my creative office days yesterday, so I was being very creative. Did some filming yesterday. What else did I do? I did some voiceovers. I wrote some ideas for Jamie for games for Friday Night Live, and I penned a very special song for a very special event which is coming up. However, I'm not very happy with it. So it may well be this year that we have an A-side and a B-side for that big event which is coming up, because I've got another idea in my head which was my original idea, and then I went and did something else, and then I think, oh, I should have just done the original idea, so I'm going to do that. So do we want two for that special event, an A-side and a B-side? Let me know. Don't say we don't want any, because that would break my heart. That would break my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. I get in the bad ride. Welcome along. Anyway, we've got loads coming up for you today. A jam-packed day, which does include a little bit later on tonight, live at 5, a UK clearance show. We have got, I believe, it's about 40 items that we are going to be smashing through over the course of 1 hour. There will be a clock up. It will be stock versus clock, quick as you can. Those deals will be there and then they will be gone. Leanne is coming in for that show, and actually very exciting that we have got some items, I think, on that show that you potentially might not have seen before. So you need to be in for that a little bit later on. It's going to be fast and furious. Middle part of the day, 2 o'clock, we've got 2 one-hour shows back to back for you, which is very exciting. We have got a masterclass coming up. Loads on that show, including Gossy highlights. We've got the return of the intricate fall leaf and pumpkin season. We've got 12 by 12 pads galore as well, plus vintage carnival and flora and fauna. Got some time limited deals for you there as well. And I know a lot of you will know already, if you watched yesterday, we're going back to basics this week. So at 2 o'clock, kicking off that 2-hour little section, we have got another back to basics show. Today we are going to be concentrating on the guillotine, and it's the large guillotine. So that is going to be at a great price for you at 2 o'clock, but a limited time, okay, for you to jump in and pick that up at that price. So a great opportunity to grab that before midnight if you don't already have one. Maybe get it for somebody who's just getting into crafting, or indeed if you have already got one, get yours out. You can ask questions, get in touch, and we'll have a bit of a guillotine back to basics masterclass for you as well. Now, if that wasn't enough for you, we are previewing everything here in Wake Up Call, and we've made another new signing. Yes, just inside the transfer window, we obviously managed to get the services of Jack Heath, but that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. We thought we need to sign somebody else. We need to get somebody else. Strength and depth, Johnny. I love that. We need to add some strength and depth to the squad. For our US viewers, again, might be a new face, but for our UK viewers, the lady I'm about to introduce you to, I am 99% sure you will have seen before. Can we please put all the welcomes in the comments and welcome to the Crafters TV team, it's Helen Kirkham!
Yay!
How are you?
That was the longest time I've been quiet for in my whole life. That was so difficult not to react to the things you were saying.
Was it all okay though?
It was all beautiful, but I was going to go, wow! And then I was like, no, you can't. Keep it back, keep it back.
Yeah. Welcome to Crafters TV. It's lovely to have you here. Obviously, again, it's been quite difficult for me particularly, because I like to chat about stuff, and I know that you've been joining us for quite a while.
I know, I felt very ignored on Friday, I must say.
I know. And because it was the same with Jack, like in the shows and stuff, you've been like dropping in on the shows and putting in comments, and it's like, oh, I can't really mention Helen because then I might accidentally say.
No.
But no, it's brilliant to have you here.
I am so super excited to be here. It's one of those things that you kind of keep secret for a while, and I'm like, I won't tell anyone because it'll get too exciting.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited to be here. I'm so excited to use these amazing products that I've been trying out as well. I mean, we'll talk about it during the demonstrations, but it's just been amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Because I think for you as well as you know, a lot of our viewers, you know, we're going back to basics this week. We've got masterclasses, obviously, and we'll talk about your crafting in a second.
Of course.
You are obviously a crafter, but you know, you're coming into Crafters Companion, so a lot of the items that you'll be trying today and over your sort of coming shows, you'll be trying out for the first time, won't you?
Absolutely, and I think sometimes sometimes that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I can kind of share with you guys how I feel about them if I've never used them before. And that's, I mean, you know, obviously I am, anyone who knows me, I love to do a bit of research. So obviously I've been looking into it, playing around with the things that I can. But it's really fun to try out new things and learn new things. And we're kind of learning at the same time then, if there's people out there, because it's quite possible that this is the first time someone's tuned in, or they've never crafted before. And so, you know, sometimes as demonstrators, we can kind of like gloss over the beginning parts because we assume that people know them. But it's a great way to be able to do that.
And you have taken notes as well, because you showed us earlier on that you've got like a little notebook, pages upon pages of references and shows that you've watched. And don't let this put you off, but Helen has even researched to show that I was doing some crafting on as well. So, I mean,
absolutely. And what you were doing was absolutely incredible, which shows you, and this sounds a little bit like a dig, and please don't take it as one. No. But it just shows you that everybody can craft. And I don't mean that as a dig. You did something very beautiful.
Helen, you are right on my wavelength, because as we were chatting before, because as we will chat, you'll find out I've known Helen for many, many years again. When I was at the other place, which again we'll talk about, I just presented Never Crafted. And you guys know, I've always talked about it. I came here, never crafted, but as we've gone along, done a lot more, started crafting. I'm not the best crafter in the world, as you guys know. I have a go. I have levels that I can work to, but I always say that if I can do it, as someone who just sort of dabbles, anybody can do it, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's kind of really important for people, because as I said, some of us may have only just started out and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. And then if someone who, like, I mean, I haven't been crafting for years, like, I mean, I'll tell you a little bit about it before, but again, you know, every day can be a school day.
Yeah.
Everything can be new for everybody. And what you created during that show with the classic pens was absolutely beautiful. Really lovely. Really, really nice.
I'll send you a tenner in a minute. We'll go right back to the start in just a second, but I said to obviously our US viewers may not have seen you before. I'm pretty sure our UK viewers will have.
Sure, but I have been on, I have done US TV, so you never know.
You never know. Let us know, you US viewers, if you know Helen. I'm sure a lot of UK viewers will. Where else have we seen you before? Obviously you and I worked together, didn't we? Was it 6 years ago, did you say, the last time we worked together?
So yeah, I think 2019 was the last time we did a show together. Sort of towards the end of 2019, so yeah, nearly 6 years. So that was when I was on Crate and Craft.
Yeah.
And I started on Crate and Craft in 2018. And when I say that I'm quite new, I hadn't actually started, so I started professional, if you want to call it that. I did that in 2018, but I started crafting in 2016.
Yeah.
So I'd only been doing it sort of a year and a half before I was on television crafting. And so that was on Crate and Craft, and then recently I've been doing it on Hobby Maker.
Yeah. And where did it all start for you as well? I always like to ask, were you quite good at crafting and arts and crafts at school, or was it something that you sort of grew into?
Do you want to know a true story about my artistry? Now, this is
I want to know all the true stories.
Yeah, this is a real truth. I call myself a crafter, not an artist.
Right.
I'm not an artist. I am a crafter through and through. And the reason I probably call myself that is when I was in school, in secondary school, the one thing I always wanted to do was be able to draw my hand with like a pencil, so a pencil drawn hand. That's what I want to do. And I knew there was a class coming up at school. And this will tell you how saying something to someone can always have an effect. So I just put all of my love and care into drawing my hand with a pencil. I was so proud of what I'd done. I handed it into the school and I went to my art teacher. I said, what did you think? Hoping she was going to say, oh, I really love it. She went, Helen, I've been doing this for many years and you are the worst artist I've ever seen.
Oh, that's horrible.
So I think that probably stuck with me.
That's horrible.
And so, so it just shows you that really can affect you. So I've always kind of gone, hey, I'm not going to come at it as an artist. I am a crafter. And actually, in all fairness, I'd never thought about making cards before. It wasn't really on my radar. I'd never watched craft TV or anything like that. And then someone told me, oh, there's this channel you should watch. I think you'll really enjoy it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll pop it on. And I popped it on. And in the first hour of, that was Crate and Craft, in the first hour of being on watching the channel, I joined the club and I'd ordered a scan and cut.
Yeah.
And I never even knew what a die cutting machine was. I had paper, because everybody has paper around the house, but nothing amazing, you know, not even a great pair of scissors. It was that kind of vibe. And I just got hooked. I really was like, this is really wonderful. And then actually the job that I was working at then, for lots of different reasons, I decided to leave and actually just wanted to take a break. And so I spent quite a lot of time in the 2017 focusing on craft. And then at the end of 2017, they did a shout out for people to come and audition.
Yeah.
And the one thing, like when I did an audition with other people, they'd all said, oh, you know, I've been crafting since I was sitting at my grandmother's knee. And I was thinking, oh, I've only been doing it for a year. But it just shows you that you just never know what can happen and what ability you might have that you don't even realise.
Yeah.
You know, because we all create differently. We all work differently, but I always say just give it a go, because who knows what will happen.
And you talked about that other job that you were doing at the time, and I'd sort of forgotten this. I think I did know. But you obviously worked in...
yeah, so in my 20s, I worked in TV and film.
Yeah.
So again, funnily enough, it's kind of like a perfect marriage. Craft, I'd become new to it, I loved it, and then crafting on TV or YouTube or whatever, the kind of two things married together kind of perfectly. You know, being in front of a camera, as you can all see, has never been something that I've been scared about or anything like that. And so, yeah, it kind of worked really well.
What sort of film and TV did you work in?
So I've done quite a few things.
Anything we've heard of?
Anything we've heard of. So I worked with Richard and Judy.
Oh, yeah.
I worked on Great Food Live.
Yes.
I also worked on Harry Potter, which I think is the one you're asking me to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I've worked on so many different things. I worked in Ealing Studios. There was a film company there, and that was like steeped in film history. You know, really lovely. I've worked in lots of different studios. So in Harry Potter, I worked with the animals. I've worked in costume, props. You know, I've done a bit of camera work. I think anyone who works in any kind of film knows that you always have to be prepared to say, I can do anything and learn on the job.
Absolutely right. It's like, how do you think I got this job? Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, it's fine. Just like stick me in front of the camera. I was going to say, I know you've said you can work like behind the scenes, costumes, cameras, so forever short, you know, behind the scenes.
Fabulous.
You're quite happy to like...
I'm totally happy to do whatever you need. I'm really excited to be here, so I'm one of those people who are like, let's get involved.
What is your kind of, what is your, not specialist craft, but what is your favourite thing to do within crafting? Are you more of a die cutter? Do you like embossing? Do you like colouring?
I adore embossing.
Right.
I think that, I love all elements of craft. I mean, I love a bit of stamping, a bit of colouring, I love die cutting, but I think that where my heart lies is definitely with embossing. And the reason I love that so much is I think that when you take a piece of paper and you just pop it inside that folder and it creates something so beautiful coming out, but also the more you try with embossing, there actually is a lot of techniques that you can do where some people will just think, well, I'll just put a piece of pink card in there, I'll boss it, stick it on the back of my card, and that's the background.
Yeah.
We're leaving it to the back. The front is the sort of showstopper. But actually, once you start to learn like that you can put inks into your embossing folders, you can use pastes with it, you can do all these different fun techniques, that embossing folder can become the star of your card.
Yeah. I always say that because we have like creator cards, don't we, in die form, but I always say like embossing folders are just that as well, because like you said, a lot of people just think, oh, background, but there's so many beautiful embossing folders now that can be the focal point
Absolutely.
of your card, whether
And
you, like you say, you colour it or paint it or whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many things you can do with like pencils. You could. I love one of my favourite techniques with embossing folders is to emboss and then go over with a sharp pencil, almost like, do you know when you were kids and you got taken to like the local graveyard? Maybe it's just my school. And you put paper over the graves and used a colouring pencil.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we used to do that because there's a graveyard near where we lived, the school was. So we used to take there, that was my instep into art, going to people's graves. No, but it reminds me of that kind of vibe, like the sort of wax crayons, and then doing that over an embossing folder is really fun and a cute little technique. And let's be honest, everybody has been using colouring pencils since they were children.
Yeah.
So even though you might say, oh, well, I've never done that before. Well, you probably have, because you probably sat in and coloured in your colouring books with your pencils and stuff like that. And so that's a really easy technique. We're
going to see, obviously, Helen in action over the course of the day today. And you're from down south, aren't you?
Yes.
Slough?
Well, Slough, but yeah, just outside Windsor, in the near where they filmed Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do? What are your other hobbies outside of crafting? What do you like to do?
I'm a huge movie buff.
Oh, yeah?
Love movies. Not massively fan of like really scary films, but most genres I love. I love a bit of singing, and I'm a fan of, I used to be, I worked, as I said, I worked in television, and obviously I've been doing crafting for a while, but I'm in my 40s and I've done lots of jobs, one of which maybe people don't really quite understand, but I used to be a librarian.
Oh, yeah?
And so I'm really into, I actually worked in a library where it was in our contract that we weren't allowed to do that.
Oh, really?
Because they were trying to modernise the libraries. And of course, going in and going, shh, It's not really an environment.
Do you watch Miranda?
Pardon?
Do you watch Miranda?
Yes.
Oh, that episode where
they jump up and say stuff.
And he's going, shh, and she's going, no, you, shh. And they have this back and forth
Yeah.
like the librarian.
Well, we weren't allowed to do that. But yes, so I love reading books. I'm a huge fan of books. But I mean, you know, I'm into most things. This feels very, I was saying, this feels very like I'm on, I don't know, going way back, like Terry Wogan or...
Poor man's Wogan. Parky. Well, there's lots of people already in welcoming you along, which is lovely. So we've got Karen with us in Alabama, Sister P4 joins us in Maryland, Paul Prince in Carolina. Hi to Colleen. Michelle joins us in Nottinghamshire. Karen Austin says, happy Tuesday, the first full day of fall. Oh yes, it is, isn't it? It's the first day of autumn today.
Wow.
Chill is in the air.
Where did that come from, huh?
I have no idea. Where did the summer go? Where's the year gone?
I know, it's mad.
It's crazy. Dan says, good morning.
Hello.
Avril says, hello. Welcome, Helen, to the team.
Thank you.
Rhonda's joined us in Chicago. Sherry Burns in Indiana. And Doreen says, hello, Ben and Helen and everyone else. I'm 8 minutes late, so I missed the first part. It was only me whittering on for a bit, really. Didn't miss much. Alex says, hello to the CTV team and Ben and Crafty Pete's, and welcome to Helen.
Thank you.
I have seen you on Hobby Maker.
Fabulous. Thank you. So hello.
Yeah. Feel free to ask any questions as we go through the show, be they crafty, or if you want to just, ask Helen any questions about what she's done,
of course.
About herself. I mean, don't be too personal.
I don't mind.
No?
No, because I'll say no if I don't want to answer it.
If you've got any Harry Potter questions as well, feel free to ask. You work with the animals, you say, yeah?
Well, I was a production secretary, so they weren't actually my role, but but that's the department I was in.
Did you meet any of the famous?
Like I saw some of them,
but they didn't.
But I mean, they were lovely people, but I was where we were was right out of the studio because of all the animals, so they had like their areas and stuff. It's cool.
Exciting. Ash also says, I know the area that Helen's from, not far from Slough and Windsor.
Yes. Yeah. So when Robin Hood was filmed there, so Robin Hood was filmed in Burnham Beeches, which is where I live near.
Which part of Robin Hood Prince of Thieves? Like
All
most
of it. The Nottinghamshire forest bit.
Yeah.
So Sherwood Forest, isn't it? Yeah. And that was all filmed within Burnham Beeches.
Yeah.
And what was funny was people. So I was quite young at the time, but my siblings were older, and they used to like go to the set and nick stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that's okay, because it's not. But what happened was the film company realised that was happening. So for quite a few months afterwards, they just left the set up, and people like walked around where they'd been. They just left the set in the beaches for ages. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it, to think like. I know all films aren't, but you just think Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, surely they're going to go and film that in Sherwood Forest and not.
Yeah, but I think that where we were, the forest the beaches that we had, and it's called Burnham Beeches because the trees are beech trees.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near the sea, and but it's not as dense. So obviously you've got to take cameras and all that sort of thing in. So to go to Sherwood Forest, it's much denser. Their trees are closer together.
Yeah.
So it's probably much more difficult. I assume. I don't know. I can only work from what I can see.
Love it.
Look at that.
Exactly. You're getting it all today. Film facts, tree facts. And if you want to talk about Friends as well, I know Helen is a big fan of Friends, the TV show.
I've got a great story about going to see that being filmed.
Have you?
Yeah. I went to LA to see that being filmed.
That is amazing. Friends the musical's on up here, I heard them say on the radio.
Oh yes, the parody. Is it Friends the Parody or something is a musical? Yeah.
The guy on the radio this morning said it's in Sunderland currently.
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely a touring thing. I've never seen that actually. I've never seen it. Let me know if anyone's seen it, if it's any good.
Just a few more comments and then I feel like we could chat all show, but we better do something. Looking forward to getting to know Helen, says Paul Prince.
Thank you.
Cindy Rossi Richmond says, I've just visited Salem, Massachusetts, and in the Witch Museum, they have that activity to rub the wax crayon over the headstone.
Oh, I'd love to go to Salem. I bet that's amazing.
Which museum? Oh, sorry, the Witch Museum. She's missed me. I'm so excited, says Avril, to learn about different techniques for embossing. I have so many folders, but never know what to do with them. But again, like, we're not talking embossing folders per se today, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Sure.
And Alex says, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, absolutely love all of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Cool.
Well, welcome, Helen. We're excited to have you for the show today. And you're with us tomorrow, of course, as well, aren't you?
Yes, 2 days. Sorry, guys, 2 days.
4 days, guys. Sorry, 4 days. Apologies about that. Right, lots to get excited about, of course. Loads coming up today. We're going to preview a lot of the items that are coming up on the shows in this show. But before we get into all of that, have you yet got your ticket for the big event next year? It is Craftaganza in County Durham and in Dallas, Texas. Oh, it's going to be so exciting, isn't it? If you haven't yet got your ticket, check out the website, check out the details. There are options as well for you if you want to potentially split the cost. You can check when you check out if those options are available for you. But we'd love to see you, whether it be here, just up the road, or whether it be all the way over in Texas, Dallas, Texas. You can tell it's exciting because, as I said, my mum never watches this. And she doesn't. My dad always watches. My mum never watches, not really that bothered, but even she texted me the other day, somehow she'd heard on the grapevine. She's like, hey, you're going to Dallas, Texas, how exciting is that? I was like, you know, Mum. It's the showbiz life we lead here at Crafters TV. Maybe you should watch. Right, she'll be watching now. So what are you saying about me? Let's get into some deals for you. The intricate fall dies. So we launched these just a little while back. Been very, very popular. We did have a bundle initially that has sold out, but we do still have the individuals available for you in the UK and indeed in the US. Don't forget, we've got the 3 warehouses now across in the US to ship to you from there. But with each of these dies, you do get that main beautiful detail die, and then you get your outer die as well. So it allows you to cut the shape of the leaf into your card blank. So it just gives you many, many ways to be able to use this. I mean, beautiful as a topper. And what I love about these is the fact that you've got that almost like doodled sort of hand-drawn effect to allow you to do your paper piecing, make shakers with these, have that as a standalone topper, you know, do a bit of colouring. It's entirely up to you. But then what you can do using the outer die, of course, is that you can then pop it onto the edge of your card, make it like a little die grid, I suppose, really. You've got part creator card, part edgeable with that as well. So if you want to go for the leaf on its own, you can. That is £11.99 platinum or $13.56. And then same again with your beautiful intricate pumpkin. And as we talked about, this is quite a nice one if you just, maybe you're not a massive fan of Halloween. I know not everybody is, and we always do like scary pumpkins. This is a rather nice, beautiful pumpkin that you can use for like Thanksgiving, use for fall, use for your autumnal cards. If you want to spooky it up, of course you can. I know we've seen cards that have been done like that, but it's a really beautiful detailed die once again, with that sort of hand-drawn effect. And then you've got the die as well to be able to pop that onto like the edge of your project as well, that outer die. 2 dies in the set for £11.99 or $13.56. Helen's got some finished samples, and I know you've been playing with these, Helen, haven't you?
They're really beautiful. And I think what you just said, Ben, about the fact that they can be Halloween if you want them to, but they don't sort of scream Halloween if you don't want them to. And I think that's right special, because you've got to think about the idea that we've got sort of Thanksgiving coming up, where pumpkins are very sort of kind of the vibe. Yeah. But also you've got like a harvest festival that you could be using for them. I love the idea of just cutting down the side there. This is really beautiful. The design team have done a really lovely job. That's Rebecca. And then something like this where it kind of just pops with the acetate behind it as well. Yeah. And as I think you could also be snipping into this if you want. You could be inking through these, but then this one I think is fabulous. So this is the one that they've obviously taken elements from somewhere else and made that, but he is one fancy pumpkin, isn't he?
He is fancy.
He's proper fancy with the detail going on. I love the fact that you've got leaves in here as well, so if you wanted to, you could be snipping those out. Now this one is very clever, because what they've done is they've kind of really mixed it up. We've seen oranges, we've seen your sort of browns and your reds that work with pumpkins, but I love the idea of mixing it up with sort of much sort of maybe Springer colours with the pink.
It goes to show you don't just have to use pumpkins in the fall, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, this is just saying, hey there, pumpkin. So you're sending it to someone else and you're saying, I'm thinking about you. Yeah. And we want to think about people all the time, so why not? This one, let me just move these out of the way because I want to show you this one, because I think this is really cute. I love it. They've really got, let me just move that over as well. They've really gone to town. Does it say autumn? Yeah.
I just saw T-U-M. Tum. Autumn.
Autumn. Yeah, that's how really cool is that? And I'm guessing the little sentiments each as well, saying what you want to say. But it's really a simple and easy die to use. Really beautiful. So that's your pumpkin with the beautiful designs here. And I'm going to use, for my first demo, I am going to use the leaf. Okay. But definitely stick with us, because I've got a fun little demo later on with the pumpkin where you can kind of use that outside edge die and create a shaped car. Because what you'll learn about me, something that I really enjoy doing in craft, is there's 2 things I really love. Is A, I love a shaped card. And the reason I love a shaped card is particularly if you're into paper pads and stuff like that, you've got even more scope to work with. And then secondly, and you'll see it with the demo I'm about to do, Ben, is I hate waste. Right. So I'm going to use my waste as well.
Okay. All of this still to come as well. It's just a little preview show for you here. Obviously, Back to Basics coming up, masterclass later as well, and then tonight our UK clearance show. So there's lots to look forward to. Keep the welcomes coming in for Helen. If you've got any questions you want to fire her way as well, please feel free to do that. Anything you want to ask about Helen, if you've got any questions about anything we've got on the shows as well, feel free to get those in. Tracy says, "Crafternoon all." Crafternoon. She says, "Hi to Ben and welcome to Helen. I've seen you craft before. A warm welcome," says Tracy.
Thank you.
And Alex says, "I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I absolutely love all of the behind-the-scenes stuff." Yes, if you've got any Harry Potter questions, feel free to fire those our way. Right, I can't believe it. We're nearly halfway through the show. God, I've just been chatting on too much. So we're going to have the first demo with the leaf, yeah?
Yes. So I'm going to start first of all. Now I've got some brushes here, and we're going to do a little sort of inky background.
Oh yeah.
Now what I want to tell you when it comes to doing the inky background, now obviously. I say obviously, that's unfair to say obviously because maybe no one's done it before. But the idea is I would always recommend when you're creating an inky background, come in from the side to add the ink down because it's very difficult to blend out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you come in from the side, you kind of get a little less ink each time you do it. However, talking about saying how you do it and then doing something completely different, this time I'm not going to bother. I'm literally going in and just adding some colour down, and you'll kind of see why I'm doing that later on. So I've just got a little brush, and I've got some of our ombre ink pads. Now these are water reactive, but obviously they work beautifully with or without that. And I'm just going to put some more on. Here we go. I'm just going to add the ink down, and again, I don't mind if there's lines, if it doesn't blend perfectly, because that's kind of not the idea here. Okay. So I'm just going in with some colour.
The lovely brushes, those, aren't they?
They are really nice. I think it's really interesting as well. People love using different tools. Like some people love the pads, some people love a brush, but this is really nice because I've never used one with like this, where it's sort of ergonomical. There's no handle to kind of snip and snap.
Yeah.
It's really nice to use that, and it kind of gives you that little bit more control.
Yes.
Now, obviously, I am using different colours here, so I'm just going to come in with a slightly different colour, but I'm going to use a different brush. I mean, you don't necessarily have to if you're like me. I mean, at home, I'm terrible with brushes. I don't clean them enough, and I'll be like, I'll go down and I'm putting a pink on, and suddenly there's this stroke of green on it from a project I was doing the other day, and I think, well, that's fine. We live and we learn.
Exactly right.
So again, I know I'm not bothering to blend too hard, but you will see in a moment. So we'll just get that down, and then we'll do some of the yellow also from our other pack here. Can I just say, these ink pads are really lovely.
Yeah, they are.
They have the little slide in like that. And also what's clever is the pot.
Yeah.
You can use that to do sort of, if you wanted to put your ink in it and then spritz it, you could use it as like a little palette.
Super size for travelling, I always say as well.
And they load on top of each other as well, which is clever. And then I'm just going to come in with a little bit, actually, no, I'm not going to do yellow because we've got the orange. I'm going to come in with a little bit of green here.
Okay.
So let's just take, I also love that these come in these little pots as well, because one thing that always happens when I take brushes is I get ink everywhere, because of course, as I said to you, I don't clean them. So I get like little bits of ink on my tool bag or on a shirt or whatever. I'm not really too super messy. Like I'm selling myself like I'm this most messy person in the world. So far. You know, but no.
Super messy Helen.
Yes. Super messy.
It's Helen that's with us. Mary Beth Dawn has just joined us saying, do we have a guest today? I'm in Minnesota. I'm getting here late. Yeah, Helen's our latest acquisition. Our summer signing.
That's funny. Right, so we're just going to pop these away. And I've done my thing. Again, you can go in as much as we want, but I'm happy with what it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to take, so you get your detailed die. And you also get your outside edge that Ben was talking about, which is wonderful because you can obviously use that to cut into a project or make a shaped card or whatever. But for now, what we're doing is just going to lay this down. I've got a little bit of low-tack tape just to hold it in place. So I'm just making sure that I've got it where I want it.
Ash is laughing. She says, that's me not cleaning my brushes.
No, do you know, it's funny. I don't know how anybody else, but I find sometimes when I'm crafting, I've got quite a large desk in my craft room, so I've got a craft space specifically for crafting. And
as big as this desk?
Maybe a sort of a quarter, slightly less, but it's quite a large desk. And I always find that I end up crafting at like the smallest space because I've just got stuff everywhere. I'm like one of those people, as long as I can see it, it won't be lost. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop our die on here. Actually, I'm going to put some more tape on because it's moving on that side as well.
You've also got another welcome just come in from Jack.
Hello. Oh, hello. you.
She says, welcome to the clan, Helen. Lovely to see you.
I've been watching your shows. They've been fantastic.
And Whitney O'Toole
That's
says,
a cool name.
OMG, hi Helen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Whitney says, hey, is your mum in the car, she says.
So, okay, so anyone who's seen any shows that I've done, I don't drive.
No.
I can't drive. And so my mum drives me to and from work, bless her. And usually what she does is when we're at Hobby Maker, she will sit in the car park, and she will sometimes sleep. She will sit on her smart tablet or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the joke is, where is your mum? But I will tell everyone, she is not in the car park. I have pushed the boat out because I'm here for 2 days, and she's sitting in the hotel.
Has she ever been on a show?
Has she ever been on a show?
Yeah. Have you ever got her in?
In the building, not even. Never mind on a show.
Really?
No, not even on the building.
Can we get her in tomorrow to give us a little wave or wake-up call, maybe? Or she don't do it?
I will tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, right? Yeah. She has... So I've got 3 other siblings, and we are, as you can probably tell, very loud people.
Yeah.
In my family, if you didn't shout, you didn't get heard.
Yeah.
My mum has 4 very loud children. She is very quiet.
I see.
She's real chill, my mum. And so I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that she would hate it. Yeah, I'm sure she'd come in and say hello, but I don't know about being on screen.
Well, she could come in and, sit in a cafe and
Absolutely.
do her work in there and eat some of Christina's cake.
She is working right now, though, to be fair, in the hotel room.
Is she likely to say hello on the socials or not?
I don't even know if she'd be able to find us. I had to teach her yesterday how to get the internet on her computer from the hotel, bless her.
All right, so it might be a bit of a push.
It might be a push, but maybe, you never know. Right, so you can see there what I was doing, just to let you know, is I was being really careful taking away the tape. And just to let you know, a little tip that I find, and it really doesn't matter what die cutting machine you're using, what low tack tape you're using. Sometimes low tack tape with the pressure of the die cutting machine can become a bit higher because obviously the adhesive is pushing. So if you are going to do what I'm going to do, just be aware of peeling off that tape, just so you don't tear it, because I want to use the waste later. So we're going to leave the waste to one side, but again, that's why I made sure that we could see that on the outside. And we're going to work with our die here. So I've also got a terrible habit of sticking tape on the corners of desks, so I do apologise. I will try and clean that up when I'm finished.
It normally gets stuck on the machine, actually. I think for anyone who does that, it normally gets put on the machine, but it's reusable, isn't it? So yeah,
just because you don't want, it's low-tack tape is reusable. Wow, can I just say, other than a couple of pieces there, look at how easy that was. And another little thing while we're talking, I've never, I've used Gemini machines before, but I've never had the opportunity or the privilege to be able to use the Gemini 2. So being able to use that today, I came in, and I think I told you, Ben, I came in and I've worked for many different companies, as I said, and people might have seen me, and I've worked with lots of different die cutting machines. And sometimes you have to play around with the sandwich, and that can get quite frustrating, especially if you're going live on air with it. Well, I can tell you, I did the basic sandwich that I would expect, and it was so easy. It went through straight away. It cut this intricate die like butter. It was amazing. Really great machine.
Thank goodness that you loved it, because the worst thing in the world would have been if you to come in and go, you know that Gemini 2? Rubbish. Rubbish.
Yeah, do you know, I'm honest, but even I think that's too much of a step from me. Yeah, I happily say I'm not really a fan of that, but to go, that is awful, is not something I think I'd ever say.
It's great, and the fact you've got the sensors in there as well, so you can put in like smaller plates as well.
Absolutely.
Which is so good. So you've
really
got
clever
Gemini plates in. Even your little mini Gemini Go plates go through there as well. So.
And what that means is, of course, that if you have purchased other machines and then you've maybe upgraded yourself to this machine, it means that they are not obsolete.
Yeah.
You know, you can still absolutely use them, and why not? You spend your money on it, get as much use as you can. So what I've done is that you can see that just by, I don't know if I've got a piece of black just to show you, because that's why I wasn't too worried about how it looked, because you get a kind of really cool look. And I think when you go round, sort of trees and things like that, you get leaves that have fallen and that can look slightly different and things like that, which is nice. So what I've done, if I just pop that to the side, now I'm going to ask you, Ben, do you want me to show you how I did this, or are we happy just to talk through it? Because I'm happy either way.
We can talk through it. Johnny's just saying, don't ask me for like editorial decisions like that. It's definitely not my
I was asking for you for crafting. What do you think? Like, what would you like to see?
Well, I would show it potentially, but...
That's fine, I'll talk to you about it. So basically what I did was I'm ignoring you, Ben, anyway. I'm going to just talk you around it.
Yeah, that is the Sarah trick, that is. So she'll ask me something and then she'll do exactly the opposite of what I've said. So I'm used to it, it's fine.
So what I did was I just took I believe that these are, I think it's 5.1 inches. Yeah, 5.1 inches is the largest die that you get in this kit. And so this is a 6x6 card, so it's slightly larger. But what I did was I just took my die, I used the outside edge and I lined it up and sent it through my die cutting machine, like so. And what you'll find is obviously it's then going to stay in, because the card is larger, but actually that could make a cool fold if you did leave it in. But what I did was I just snipped with a little pair of scissors so that I could get it exactly the size I wanted.
Gotcha.
And then what we're going to do, again, just to kind of draw in the colour, let me just get my, see, I'm already making a mess, I'm dropping stuff.
If you're not making a mess, are you even crafting?
Sorry, we're all like it though. It's like you just get so excited about crafting.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to come in. Oh, actually, I might need a little bit more colour on that. No, that's fine. I just want to buff down those corners just a little bit so we don't have the stark white. You don't have to, absolutely.
Yeah, it makes it less harsh, doesn't it?
I think sometimes, particularly if you're using a colour like that, it just kind of buffs it down a little bit, and we'll come in. And again, this is another reason I will say that I don't immediately clean my brushes, because obviously you can see I've not gone back to my ink. I've just used kind of the excess that's left on there, and I think what that means is then you're going to use as much ink as you need. So we'll just buff that one down a little bit as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our leaf, like so. How cute is that?
Yeah.
So I'll fold my card first, and then what I'll do is, now this is, again, new to me. And this was like, what is it when you just, something just, it's like, why have I not used this before?
Oh, yeah.
Why have I never done this before?
Is that a dotty tape pen?
It is. Yeah. So obviously I was beautifully sent some different things to play with. And one of them was the little tape runner here with the dots on, as you can see on the image. And it is so clever. Yeah. On the sort of intricate dies like this, because I was thinking, you can never use a tape runner because it leaves that sort of shell. Like, it leaves it in like almost like you've got a little skin. That's disgusting. But over your image. But the dotty pen doesn't. Genius. Genius tool.
You're a wizard, Helen.
I never should have mentioned it. It's never not going to be something. So we'll just pop that down. Now, I'm loving that so far, but what I want to do is I need the background to be a little bit more of a pop. Should I? Actually, yes, I'm going to do the corners here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's necessary. And actually, let's go in with a darker colour, just to buffer that down.
Just say hi to PB Brewer. Martin says, good morning to all. A special welcome to Helen.
Hello.
I love watching her.
Thank you.
And Alex says, Helen, my mum and my 3 brothers were the loud ones in my family. My dad and I were the quiet ones. My 3 daughters are quite loud.
Yeah, no, I lived in a family where if you stayed quiet, you just never got heard.
Yeah.
So I know it is very faint, and actually if you wanted to, you could go with a deeper ink there, but just to show you, just kind of it takes that white down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do our background. So I have got some of this gorgeous paper here. So this is the topaz, the imperial topaz. Now, I was saying that I thought it looked like when you cut a geode in half, and you get the different things inside it. But I just think that's really beautiful, and you get all the gold running through it, and I think it works beautifully for sort of this kind of theme. I'm just going to pick one of the papers.
Stunning, isn't it?
Can I also say, because I think this is really important, you've got this beautiful colour here, but also the background is pearlescent as well.
Yeah.
That is genius.
Yeah.
Because if you suddenly wanted to use the background as well, like maybe you were making a scrapbook page or something where you'd see all the paper, being able to have the background be something is brilliant too. So I'm going to use some of my black and some of my cut paper here, but I'm just going to use my trimmer. I believe we've got our trimmer later, Ben, is that right?
We have got that coming later on as we go back to basics. We're dropping the price from, in about an hour and 20 minutes time, just up until midnight. So yeah, if you haven't yet got it, get it, because, well, as you also commented on earlier on, without sort of stealing thunder, you love this because it's a brilliant guillotine, but also you've got the ability to do all your scoring with it as well.
Absolutely, that is very unique. I don't think I've ever seen that before on a trimmer, that you have the score tool, which means if you're making, like say you're somebody who's making card shapes and things like that need like a trifold or something that needs a score, you don't have to get another thing out, having the two, and you get the tool as well. Now, someone who, you know, maybe you're a bit nervous about mats and layers, I always kind of, on the most part, go a quarter down, a quarter down, a quarter down, but you absolutely don't have to, because on this one, you've got in between the quarters as well. So if you wanted your mat and layer to be slightly different, you absolutely can.
It's 1/8 of an inch, isn't it, increments that you've got in that one?
Right. So what I've done, as you can see, is I've made it slightly smaller than a quarter because I wanted as much of that paper as possible. And then we'll come in with some glue. Here we go. Use a tape runner here.
Ash says, I have 3 daughters, lol. Guess why I have to take myself away and craft? Just kidding, ... I love them to bits.
Oh,
it's
that's
nice
lovely.
you know, it's nice to get a bit of chill time, isn't it? Away from all members of the family sometimes. Colleen says, I love this, Helen. And Erica says, Ben, I would love to have an A side and a B side for the upcoming event. Thank you for doing 2 songs. I've only done 1 so far, but I am going to do the second one, I think, so we'll see. See if we get time to film 2 videos. Hey, now Helen says she's a singer as well. Maybe we'll rope her in. We'll add her to the crafty band. You said
you've got a band?
Well, we haven't actually got a band. We keep talking about putting one together because we've got singers and instrumentalists and stuff, so...
Do you remember years ago they did a show to find Maria?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that was for the BBC, I believe.
Were you on that?
No, I wasn't, no. But ITV tried to do their own, looking for the Sandy from Greece.
Oh, yeah.
So I auditioned for that.
Yeah.
And I got through to, like, I don't know, the second or third audition, not on television. They do like 4 or 5 auditions before you even get there. But I got to like the third audition in front of the people who were going to be like the judges. But I kept on singing the Rizzo song, because in my opinion, she's like the heart of the show. Yeah. And they were like, right, now you need to do a Sandy song. And I was like, I don't want to. And they were like, well, you can't go through then. I went, okay.
Well, you didn't go through because you wouldn't sing the song?
I didn't want to do the Sandy song.
That is brilliant.
That's so funny. Right, so I've done that, and I'm just going to finish off while we're doing our waist. So let me get my other card. There we go. So I'm going to get another piece of this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the slight, because again, what's really wonderful about this as well, you get different elements of it. So obviously you can use different pieces. And so I will take this down just a little bit before I bring my trimmer back in, because this time I'm going to use that slightly orangier side. So we'll get our trimmer in. Yeah, I used to do like musical theatre at school. Yeah. Things like that. And
it's good, isn't it? Doing a bit of drama, a bit of singing, a bit of acting. I love it, me.
And my mother is part Welsh, and she says that I get my singing voice from the Welsh side of the family. But I don't know. But yeah, I love a sing song.
I'll have to get you to belt out some tunes at some point then. We'll get you on a Friday Night Live soon. We'll have a bit of a
Do you know what?
karaoke sesh.
Without a word of a lie, I watched your show on Friday. Yeah. And I will say, my goodness, whoever came up with that quiz, that was super hard.
Yeah, and you're a film buff as well.
Yeah,
it wasn't films, it was music, wasn't it, on Friday?
That was music, yeah. But it's more that you know the names, but to actually sort of pull them out of the ether is quite difficult. The only one I knew, I think, was Vanilla Ice.
Ice, baby.
Don, don, da, da, don, da, da, don, don.
All right, stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Ice is back, my brand new invention.
Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make our second card. And this, da, 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 is with the waist.
Nice.
How cool is that? And, I'm going to cut this down a little bit so it fits. Obviously, I wanted to make sure that it was going to cut the image out completely. But we'll just cut this down slightly, making sure not to cut off our leaf. But what's really nice with this guillotine is you can go super close without having to worry.
Do you know Leanne went to a sword shop to develop that guillotine?
Now you're jumping ahead, Ben. This was one of my questions, if it was true or not.
Oh, true story.
I had heard that they had.
Yeah, true story.
Was it true?
Yeah, true story.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing cutter. I think it's wonderful, and it's the handle is self-supporting as well, which is clever.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so There we go. Just a little bit of a matte layer, not too big.
Yeah.
And then just the black on the top. And then what we're going to do, just to finish it off, what I've done is I've got a black one as well. So obviously you don't have to, you could just use the waste if you wanted to, but I just wanted to bring in some of the black.
Brilliant demonstration there to show the many ways that you can use the 2 dyes that you get in each pack. It's
well, thank you.
Versatile, isn't it? Very versatile.
Well, do you know what? I love an intricate dye because I think it gives you scope to play around with it quite a lot.
Yeah.
But also I love the fact that it's a complete outward edge, so you can use that waste. I am such a fan of, you know, you've purchased these products, you've put your hard-earned cash down, absolutely, get as much out of it as you can.
Yeah.
And what we've done here, I mean, okay, I know that I've obviously taken 2 pieces of the paper, and I know that I've die cut it out of black as well, but you've basically got, oh, hang on, you've basically got 2 cards out of 1 cut, really, if you don't put the black on, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Right, just lining up. I always say line up 2 sides and you should be fine with the other 2. And we'll put that in as well.
Now, Alison's just said, Robin Hood was the first film I went to see with my husband in '91.
What
we
film?
had Bryan Adams, Robin Hood.
Ah.
We had Bryan Adams' song for our first dance. And it's our wedding anniversary tomorrow. How spooky.
That is. And did you know that, well, not all place, but when I went to see Robin Hood, when it came out, obviously, with my parents.
Such a good film.
And we, because, you know, the internet wasn't massive then. I mean, I know it had started up, I think, 94 or something. Don't quote me on that. But the internet wasn't massive. So they were able to keep the fact that a very famous man who played Robin Hood in the 70s was going to play King Richard at the end, which I don't want to... Is it okay to say spoilers, like 30 years on or something?
The film's like 30 years old.
Yeah, so it was Sean Connery, and people didn't know he was going to be in it. And so in the cinema, this is the first and last time this has ever happened, people clapped in the cinema.
Same story.
Yeah.
We went to the cinema to see it and we didn't know. And obviously being a big Bond fan, when he arrives on his horse at the end of the wedding, like the whole cinema got up and clapped.
Yeah, I've never seen that before since then, but yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know, to be in it, because obviously he played Robin Hood, I think in the Robin Hood and Marion, I think it was Robin and Marion. He, like, obviously he's Sean Connery, so he gets a lot of money to do the jobs that he does. Yes. But he like took like a huge pay cut to be able to be in that movie.
Huh.
Incredible. So we'll just place this down now, like that. And we could do, you know, you could do little beads and little gems and stuff on the leaf if you wanted to. You could also add a little sentiment or some ribbon. But let's just place that down. What do you think? Do you think I should put some gems on? Have we got gems to put on?
Maybe put a couple on. I don't know if there'll be any over there.
I don't know.
If you've got any with you. There may be 1 or 2.
I don't know. I can't see any, so that's fine. We could do that. But I just want to show you how, other than obviously the black one, that was a second cut. But that is 2 cards really just made, one from the product and then one from the waste. Yeah. And using that gorgeous paper behind as well, which I really love. I think that's really versatile with the gold running through it. Really beautiful.
Absolutely fantastic. If you want to pick up either of the dyes, they are available for you. We are going to have a look just before we disappear at 2 of the pads. In fact, the pad that you've just seen is the Imperial Topaz 12 by 12. These are sensational, and you know what? As Helen's just picked up on the fact that you've got that pearlescent sheen, we can show you like a little bit better on that side there. Look, you've got that either sides of the pad, and then of course you've got these beautiful designs, almost like volcanic lava. Is the kind of thing I would liken it to, and then you've got those gold streaks coming through like lightning bolts, isn't it, really, running through each of the designs that you've got in these beautiful pads. So this one is your Topaz. Within the pad, you've got 36 single-sided sheets, 12 designs, and you're getting 3 sheets within this. Launched very, very recently. Perhaps you missed out on these. Maybe you bought them and you wish you'd got more. They are available on today. £19.99 is your platinum price, or $23.96. And then you've also got your amethyst. Out of the 2, I think this is probably my favourite, actually. Take a look. Again, same price of £19.99, $23.96. I just love like the brighter colours in here. I just think it's horses for courses, really, isn't it, I suppose? Yeah,
I really love that as well. It reminds me of if you were like looking through the wings of a fairy or something, or like if you were creating fairy-esque cards, they could be sitting and it looks like water. It's It's really beautiful. I love the different colours. I mean, I think the brown one works really beautiful with the dyes we've got, but I think this is very versatile.
That's my, I say this every time, you know, I'm very consistent. That's my favourite page across the 2 pads, that one. I just love the colour combo of the reds and yellows and greens. And
why is, just because of the colourways, you like that?
Yeah, it just really appeals to me for some reason.
That's nice.
I absolutely love the colour combo in that. It's got a bit of a sort of a floral feel to it, I think.
Yeah, it does look like you've zoomed in with one of those really amazing cameras. You've got the inside of a flower. Yeah, I see that.
Absolutely love it. But as I say, pick up both and then you've got best of all worlds, I think, really. Again, with this one, you've got 36 single-sided sheets in there, 12 designs, 3 sheets of each, £19.99 platinum or $23.96. Loads and loads of you getting in touch and said how much you've enjoyed the show. Beautiful card, says Anna Maria Nanortis.
Thank you.
Suri Carver says, great cards, Helen.
Thank you.
And Colleen Pasali says, I love your cards, Helen. That was a fun craft. It has been a fun show. And don't forget, we've got more coming up for you across the day today. So we're back, aren't we, at 2 o'clock. We are going back to basics with the guillotine.
If you'll have me back, I'll absolutely be back at 2.
Well, I'm just hearing in my ear as she passed the test card. Yep, she's passed the test. Thank goodness
I'll be
for
back.
that.
Yay!
So you can come back at 2, back to basics, and then we've got a masterclass. We've got the, what's it called? The
glossy
highlights.
accents, highlights, really beautiful. And actually, can I say, I'm hoping that I'm going to get to show you, but there is a way that you can take those glossy accents and use them with the beautiful pumpkin and the leaves as well. There's a really fun kind of technique that you can do them with.
Cool.
So let's hope we can do that.
All that coming up in those 2 hours, and then tonight Leanne is here for a quick fire hour-long UK clearance show. So lots to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being so welcoming into Helen. I knew you would be. And we'll be back with you at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye for now.